And while I appreciate the subcommittee for considering the bills before us on the development of coastal communities and reauthorization of programs at NOAA, there's a much larger and more urgent conversation this subcommittee needs to have with the representatives of the administration here today on the extreme overreach of the executive branch. My district is home to the Mid-Atlantic Fish and Wildlife Office and the Fish and Wildlife Services. The work that these dedicated civil servants, scientific experts, and leaders in the environmental protection conduct at these sites and around the nation is critical not just to my district, but obviously ecosystems and communities across this nation. It's also required by law. Federal statute clearly outlines the responsibilities of agencies like Fish and Wildlife to comply with and implement laws passed by Congress. Further, Article 1 of the Constitution makes clear that Congress holds the power of the purse, and the executive branch's job is to allocate the funding that Congress duly appropriates. The framers of the Constitution intended for each branch to hold a healthy level of distrust with the other branches of government in order to prevent any concentration of power in a single branch and to ensure balance of authority. As such, it is the responsibility of Congress to provide oversight and accountability to branches that overstep boundaries of their power. And we've seen this administration overstep time and time again. I'm open to having any honest conversation about how we can collectively make government more effective and efficient at delivering key services for the American people, but that's not what's happening in this moment. This administration has taken a sledgehammer to agencies without any strategy or reason when the American people would have been better served by a scalpel and a clear plan. In one of his first directives this term, President Trump ordered a wide-sweeping freeze of federal funds in January. This applied to money already appropriated by Congress, which is, as we've established, is well beyond the scope of the president's authority. In another executive order, the president directed agencies to eliminate existing grants and deny future applications that in any way address the very real challenges of climate change and environmental justice. Some of the funds frozen from the Department of the Interior under this administration include youth conservation programs that provide opportunities for young people to experience our natural resources hands-on, invasive species programs that protect habitats and native species from predatory invasive wildlife, historic preservation programs that ensure the unique stories of our cultures and communities are told for generations to come. And the list goes on, full of projects that this committee and our constituents care deeply about. And that's not all. In February, the Department of Interior unilaterally and illegally fired over 2,000 federal employees, including hundreds of civil servants at Fish and Wildlife. In March, we learned that Interior intends to close 150 field offices across this country, displacing even more dedicated public servants and irrevocably harming the department's ability to do its statutory duties. It was only when the courts got involved that this administration and leaders of Interior were forced to walk back some of those actions. Federal courts have made it clear that the executive branch does not have the power to subvert Congress by freezing funds or firing federal civil servants without cause. So now we must ask ourselves, how is it possible for Fish and Wildlife to do all of this work, which is required by law, with a skeleton workforce and nowhere to physically work? I think everyone here knows that that is not possible, so this administration has a decision to make. Do they continue firing, freezing, and restructuring funds and agencies, or will they fulfill their constitutional obligations to uphold the law?